Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
This is Dhruva here. First time I saw Ratnesh was like 2 years back uh, in one of the Montessori programs. And then that is how I got introduced to Aarohi life as well. And then I started following Aarohi, uh, and actually that was 2 years back was the first time I was also changing my field towards education.
Mhm.
Uh, and then luckily that is the right time I felt that I got introduced to Aarohi and to the Montessori world of education as well. And I kept on following your websites, many articles in the websites, and got fascinated. And that's how I'm here.
Superb. Thank you and welcome, Dhruva.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody's name is showing as a number 7EF. Can you please change it to your name? That would really help. Others, if you would like to just share, also whoever can come on video. Advay, Sumit, Viji, would you also like to quickly introduce yourself? Maybe just a couple of lines.
Hi, my name is Sumit. I am from Gurgaon, and I live in Gurgaon, and I'm 15 years old, and I've been unschooling for the past, I think it's been 3 years now, I guess.
Superb. So we would hear more from Sumit about his experience and how is he enjoying his journey. Advay, you want to pitch in with your introduction?
Yeah. So I'm also part of Aarohi from 4 years. Even I'm unschooling. I like Aarohi. And yeah, my age is 9. I live in Bangalore. That's it.
No, you guys have started a tradition of telling age. Now I will also have to tell my age. Viji, you have to also tell your age.
Yeah, I think can I put a formula between Ajay and Sumit and Advai's ages?
Age.
No, my math skills are not that good. Hi, my name is Dwiji. I'm in Bangalore. I'm open learner myself, as in self-directed learner and open learner. And I have a daughter who's part of the Aarohi community. And there she is saying hi. Yeah, that's enough for now. I think I'll be yakking a little bit more later on. So
Nice. Okay, more people. It would be nice if more of us can come on video. Finally, this is not like a formal. In fact, I told Vijay I'll make a presentation. Then I got lazy and I didn't do anything. Look at Vijay's expression. So I thought we'll have such wonderful faces to look at. Who wants to make a presentation? So I want more.
photo to dikha do bas.
Okay, I'll show. And let's have more people on video, more people talking. This is just about understanding each other. And yeah, especially we have Advay and Sumit to dip into their experience. I've just met Samad, so we can check with Samad, his experience, and so many other people here. So quickly, if more people can introduce, and yeah, especially if you can come on video so we can have a visual connect too. Right. Hi. You can also introduce yourself as you whether you are on video or not. That's okay.
Hi, my name is Kadresan. We just started open schooling for my son Pavan. So we live in Bangalore. We have 2 kids. My wife is Sakila. You may be knowing her better than me. So Pavan is here. Hi.
Cool. Thank you, Kadresan.
Welcome.
And welcome. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share? Okay, fair enough. So I wanted to start with this thought. and you can introduce as we go along. And I want to start with this thought that sometimes people ask me as to, why, who does open learning? Who are these open learners? And I think typically my response is like this, that there are two kinds of people. One kind of people who are of one kind of families, let's say, who are not so happy with the conventional system and who wants to look beyond and say, no, this is not so nice, either because the child or the parents is not enjoying the schooling process. So that's one I would say category of families. And there's another category of families who are not so much looking at the school system, but who just think that this will be more fun, more joyous, more engaging, more interesting, more exciting, almost like how life is an adventure. So would be open learning. Yeah, because we are learning not by some prescribed sense of somebody telling us you should do this or that, but more by deciding what we want to do, more like going on an adventure. uh, Almost like I'm recently rereading Alchemist, so I was just vibrating with the with the with the journey of that boy, and he's just going on a journey and trying to figure out things and find his own treasure. Yeah. So that's why we thought that today's webinar, let's talk about what does open learning does to us, what it does, irrespective of which reason brings you here, but what it does to you when you decide your day's destiny, when you decide what you want to do, what you want to learn, what you want to get out of your day, week, month, year, life. So that's how I would look at it. It's that experience, it's that journey, that is what open learning is all about. It's less about education. I'm sure Advait doesn't think, am I getting educated? Advait, do you think like that? No.
No.
No. Okay. But Advait is there enjoying his life. So that's where I invited, I just threw an open invitation, and Sumed and Advait said that, okay, they can join in the webinar and they can share their, whatever their journey. And people, if you want to ask, if you want to understand how open learning works, or you have questions about open learning, I think much better than me answering those questions, I think Advait and Sumed are better people to answer. And I'll throw Samat also in that group, who is, I think, as his name suggests, who is Samat, your name itself means an open learner. It means that you are self-equipped or self-empowered, I would say. So what a lovely coincidence. Today we thought we'll talk about empowering and open learning, and there you come and join us with a very name that stands for being empowered, being self-driven, just like how Dwiji is talking about himself as a self-driven learner. Yeah. So that's the kind of start talk that it came to my mind. So I'll open it to the group. You can share your thoughts, your experiences. You can ask questions to Advait, Sumed, even Samat, and you can ask us questions. And we can have a general discussion as to that open learning isn't about an education, but it's about an experience. It's about my life itself. Yeah, please go ahead. As I said, this is a very open webinar. It shouldn't be called as a webinar. It should be called as a discussion hour or something like that. Let's rename it, right? So it will totally depend on your questions, your thoughts. So please go ahead. Somebody start, and for that I need to stop. I'll do that now.
I think I want to hear from, Advait and Sumed first, really.
Yeah, so maybe you can ask them a question, so that will get them going.
I think, hello. So, you're the first ones I know who are in open learning for 3 years. So just tell me how your experience is, and do you know your friends who are in, schools, and how is it different from their experience to yours? Okay, Advait?
Okay, so what is different is in open learning, what I feel is there's no like there's no subject, or it's not mandatory that you have to do writing, you have to do reading, you have to learn English and all. So even how I learned English is whenever I met my friends and started speaking with them. Yeah, that's the difference. You don't have a subject or something in open learning. That's what I feel.
Yeah, okay. Sumit?
Like I mean, for me, like I am also like studying also like through this called like thing called NIOS. Like I'm self studying the chapters from the and NCRT books. So no teacher involved there. By my own interest, and I'm also doing like a lot of other stuff like art, and I'm also doing streaming on Twitch, like live gaming stream, and I'm also doing animation, and I'm basically like see like in open learning, like the child like or the open learner like is going by like, their interest. I mean, if they have like interest in some topic, they can do that. As Adway says, there's no compulsion.
And you do a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
He's an amazing cook, by the way.
Yeah. And cooking is also one of my favorite interests to do. I love to cook.
So I will have lots of questions, but just I think he let more people and let me know more about open learning. Then I really wish to ask both the
Yeah.
kids a lot more. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, sure. Right. So others, please go ahead, ask any one of us, or you don't have to ask any one person. You can just throw in thoughts, questions, whatever has been your experiences about open learning. Yeah, anything would do. Yeah, whatever thoughts brought you to this webinar, you can go ahead and share.
Hi, this is Dhruva here again. So I work in a school called Dewdrops Academy. It is a Montessori-based school. Um, what I've seen in our school is uh, it is not the same kind of Montessori which we see in all different Montessori schools. So when I say that, we are not stuck with any materials to teach something. Otherwise, first impression about Montessori school is uh, it has to do with the materials. I mean, students will work with the materials, or adults will only teach with the material, something like that. But it is not like that. And again, it is somewhere between Montessori and open learning, I would say. Um, so children will come with the topic. Again, there is nothing called a typical day or anything. Uh, Not completely, but a sort of. Children will come up with a topic. We'll have a discussion. Then the more question arises, then they will go and research. Then again, there will be a discussion, and nobody knows how the topic, in which direction the topic is going. Obviously, there is a lot of learning, lot of questioning, and stuff like that. So this is one part in our school. But again, I have an opportunity to interact with parents, where uh, parents constantly have this question, have this fear that their children would miss out on so many things. uh, this is there in the syllabus, but this is not completed. This topic is not touched upon. My child does not know to write 2 mark answer, 4 mark answer. uh, it is kind of, you know, even though we know what they are up to. I'll share one of the incident which is not related to marks, but something similar, because last year it was entirely online. And one of our child was not attending the online classes all of a sudden, and he was very active, very involved in the topics and everything. And we were not worried that he is not attending. We always thought that there might be certain scenarios at home. We were not informed as well why he was not attending. After a week or so, we because like 4 or 5 classes he did not attend. Then we checked with the parents, and then parent had like list of complaints to say about him, which is fair enough, not denying it. But again, we were not worried because whenever he comes to the class, he was very much interested, very much into it. And the biggest worry for the parent was he's not interested in online class anymore. That's the reason he's not attending it. And we were very happy that he's not interested, which is fair enough. Whenever he finds interest, he will come back. But but sometimes it becomes very difficult, and we don't know what to convey to the parents. Uh, so yeah, maybe this is an open-ended question, but this is what we are facing.
Sure, Dhruva. I mean, that's very common that parents, because they have that as the reference, they would, the conventional education or the schooling system as the reference. So they think that everything actually has to match up with that. That's fair enough, as I said, because we have all grown up with that conventional system. And which is why we are doing these webinars, because then we can meet Advai, and then we can meet Sumedh, and then listen how you don't have to, as Advai was saying, you don't have to learn English. You just have to interact with people and you will get to know English, right? You don't have to sit and write, but then the writing comes because you want to do that writing, right, Advai? So, yeah, I think it is just a matter of, I would say, more people meeting more people who are doing open learning. And as I said, which is why we do these webinars, so that more people can understand, meet more open learners, and see how how do you go about learning and doing things actually, and living our lives. So I guess that's very natural for parents to be afraid of or to be concerned about, and I guess we just have to keep doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
So Advai and Sumedh, you want to share how have you faced this thing? Maybe not so much from your parents, but from somebody else, that, hey, how would you learn this, or when will you learn this? Do you get that kind of concerns, and how do you address it in your mind?
I mean, my like I was going to school like the 7th grade. So when I told my classmates that I'm leaving school and doing open learning, they were like very shocked and worried at the same time. And then they said that how will you study maths? How will you pass your boards? How will you do this? How will you do that? Like so many questions they gave it to me, and for a certain amount of time, like I guess like I was like some like I was very worried, but not that numbers. Like I just told them, there's this thing called NIOS, and which helps you pass your boards and the 12 standard. So like then so the next question that they gave was, where will you find friends to play with? Yes, so like that was the biggest question. Friends kahan rahenge? And I was like, why do I need friends? I already have friends in my house and in my colony. And then they were like, no, you need more friends. This is required. Like it's the school life, bro. Don't leave school. It's super important. But then I was like, no, it's fine. It's my take, and that's your take. So that happened like once when I was just about to go go into open learning. That was the question. Yeah,
and I'm just kind of this is one of the question I'm asked the most. Where will you get friends? So how has been your journey of these
like
3-4
my
years?
journey? Like I think like for the first like in the first times, like I had my old school friends on my chat as well. So like I used to like keep talking to them. I used to keep reconnecting. Yeah, but then like it kind of slowed down. Like I only had a few friends like my so like my mom and I and my family went to this homeschooling meeting. So over there we also found some new people who are also open learning. So there I had some small friends, and then we all came up together and decided to build an open learning center like in some hill, so where all the open learning kids can come and hang out and talk and share. So then for the first year that went on for a while. Then COVID hit. Then as soon as COVID hit, like everything was still on through chat. Yeah, but then one day through a WhatsApp group which my mom was in, I somebody called to play some games, some online games. So that's how I met. So that's how I got to know my online friends, my gaming friends, like who I play games like every day with. So since then, since last year, we all have been playing, having tons of fun, and we also went to one of their houses to actually really be real friends. So that's my journey of like being with people like, and those friends are also open learners.
Sure.
They are also open learners, and we have tons of fun every day.
Super. Advait, you want to add this on the social part as to how, because this is one concern a lot of parents have, that how do you make friends? How do you I think Advait has some million friends. Advait.
No, but what I say is if you join Aarohi X also has many friends. So you just join Aarohi X, you get automated friends.
Yeah, and what about your friends in your whatever colony or whatever you want to call that? Yeah, layout or colony.
Yeah, even sometimes they also forget about it, and sometimes they ask you, why don't you join a school, man, a proper school? You should join a school and learn English and all. Still you're learning English. Yes, 8 years, man, you should know English. And they were speaking like that, and I was ignoring them and playing back with them. That's it. And finally, now they ignore me. They also don't say to me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Advait, Sumit finding their own whatever social interactions, and I think that's what I would look at it, that we find our own ways, not just with friends, with anything. And that's the open learning journey, or that's the adventure where you create your own pathways and you keep changing that. Okay. More thoughts, more questions anybody wants to ask? Nalini, are you sharing something? I'm not sure. I can't hear you, though I see your mic is on.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm interested, so I joined the link.
Sure.
From past 3-4 months, I could not properly view. Okay, every Saturday I could not see.
Okay.
Later on, I'm planning to join the community, sir.
Okay, so if you have questions, as I said, Advait and Sumit are here to answer questions. And
because my children are still too young, let me see further.
Oh, for open learning, there is no child who is young. Children are born open learners. Right? The youngest of them all, the 1-year, 2-year-olds, are the most, I would say, voracious open learners. They just go about learning whatever they feel like learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't bother whether you teach or you don't teach, or you show or you don't show. They will touch everything, open everything, taste everything, throw everything, lick everything. They are totally into learning. That's so you shouldn't say their children are small. You should say they are big learners. In terms of learning, they are big. They're huge. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, you can be there, and you can connect with more people who have younger children, and see what all. So that's one advantage of being in a community, that we are able to connect with other parents as to how we are doing. So Dhruva, to your question, one of the things that you can think of is connecting parents to parents. See, that's the advantage of being in a community, or rather looking at even your school's group as a community rather than as a school, because then it's not your responsibility, right? It's like the whole group of parents and families and children, and everybody's together and everybody's connecting, helping each other, supporting each other. So if I as a parent have a doubt, which is fair enough, all of us have doubts, I can check with how other parents are doing. And that is kind of very reassuring. And also there's a lot of learning as a parent, because then somebody else will be doing it in another way and somebody else will be doing it in yet another way. And if I interact with others, I get to learn so many different ways. Okay, so Anjali is asking, how do you discipline yourself when there is no structure like regular school has? Okay. Who wants to answer that? Anjali is asking, how do you discipline yourself when there is no timing and all that?
Actually, what I feel is discipline word itself is misunderstood big time. Discipline is not, it is always looked at an external discipline rather than an internal discipline. So our children finishes, if they pick up something, if they're interested in something, they pick it up, they do it, they finish it, uh, rather than looking at this, we are looking at what time they are coming to school, what time are they wearing uniform, is it neat and tidy and stuff like that, and we call that as discipline. I think there are two different concepts altogether, and we should be very clear what is that we are calling as discipline, and then we'll be able to answer this question.
I think like a routine, maybe. Do they have a routine? Sumit, Advay, do you have a routine?
I recently, yeah, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. So like I recently like tried to I'm trying to follow a schedule like throughout the week, the same schedule, and according to my my clubs, my other stuff. So like I've made a schedule, like I'm trying to follow that, but I can't, like only some days I can, some days I'm very super lazy to do. I think it's nice to have a schedule. Like before the schedule, like I used to go with the flow. Like I used to see what happens in a day. If I want to, I could do it like that. But now I'm trying to follow a proper schedule, which I only made.
Advay, you want to answer?
For me, I don't plan. I sometimes plan and I don't plan, and sometimes I schedule. But what happens for me, schedule is always failure, and yeah, I don't do. I mean, even the clubs, if I that's my choice. Sometimes I join, sometimes I don't join. Sometimes I forget and sleep, and yeah, that's it. I don't have a schedule like Sumit.
Yeah, so +1 to Advay, if I'm allowed, if I'm also looking like a child to you at 53, I'm also a very undisciplined or indisciplined guy. I don't really follow a schedule. I really go by flow. From childhood, my mother tried me to make a timetable. I never followed it. And after that, I've never followed any timetable. For me, sometimes 1 hour can be very intense work. I could produce a lot of stuff. And sometimes 4 or 5 hours will go and I'll produce hardly anything. So, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I don't think that's in any which way a barrier to. I think that's just a choice, because right next to me would be my wife, who's very organized. I would say very organized, not this. I don't know what is discipline, as Dhruva was questioning. I also don't know, Dhruva, what is discipline, but I can see that she's very organized and she has all things planned out and she will meet all her deadlines. As far as I'm concerned, I will also meet deadlines, but first of all, I will have very few deadlines. I would just go with the flow. But I think I do a lot of work, not because of any deadline or any somebody telling me, because I enjoy doing it. So I'm much like an open learner. I'm completely an open learner, and I enjoy myself much like Advai, totally free flowing, and sleeping when I shouldn't be, and doing work when I should be sleeping, and so on. So I don't know, Anjali, if we have answered your question, but yeah. Um,
I think one of
I
the
would like to add a small point to that, Ratnesh and
Sure, Vijay.
others, if you mind. So, Anjali, this aspect of discipline is important. As in, it's important to know how we can discipline ourselves. That we learn how to discipline ourselves. Because I can't expect that my mother will always be with me to discipline me, or that my teacher will be there, or my wife will be there in the future, or we can't externalize the challenge of disciplining ourselves. Like one of our friends mentioned, discipline is invariably considered as something that is external, which is not the case. In most cases, we want discipline where it comes from within. And just think about it in terms of, in a structured learning, there's always somebody to discipline you. So what are the chances that you would learn self-discipline in the structured learning opportunities as compared to open learning opportunities, where you do not have such structure? You have to come up with your structure. So the way we practice open learning in Aarohi community is that it's not just about chalega. It is not chalega actually. There's some plan. You try to execute that plan, and then you review, you think back, you look back, you reflect. And that process of understanding ourselves is what brings that self-awareness and the self-discipline that we all in some sense hold very dear to. I mean, if you see, we all like someone who is very disciplined, but what we actually mean is that that person can maintain their own discipline. It's not that they're following somebody's orders. It is that they can maintain their own way of life, their own their language, their timings, their dress, falana dimkana. So the opportunities for learning that self discipline is more when you are looking at it in an open learning environment than when you're looking at it in a structured learning environment. By structured, I mean conventional structure. Again, I don't mean to say open learning not structured. It's very much structured. Thanks.
Yeah, and because that structure is coming from me, in that sense, it is discipline. Because I create my own structure, I review my structure maybe on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and then I can see, hey, is this how I want to do it, and so on. So yeah, Dviji's point is absolutely important. That finally, it's about, do I want to follow a schedule set by somebody else, like projects, submission, homework, exams, what you mentioned, or do I want to be a leader of myself and I create my own structure, like how Sumed is creating his own structure. So when Sumed is talking about his structure, nobody is telling him that structure. He's just figuring out how he would like a structure for himself, right, Sumed?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you were saying, something like the audio was cracking for me.
Okay. So yeah, more thoughts, people with more questions. So in some ways, that is what I think Dviji has well put it, that is what's opportunity open learning offers each one of us to be self-disciplined, or to find out our own self-discipline, the definition of our own self, and the discipline that we would like in our life.
Really, so I'd like to add again that both these, I'd say guys, I mean, I can personally say for myself that I have been so guilty that I'm not following a routine, and I'm the same way, hearing from you and now and from them that let me just develop my own structure. I have started doing this a month ago. Trust me, before that I was just in a guilt or a shame ki why am I not in a pattern. And both of them I couldn't, and I ask others too, I couldn't find even a little bit of a doubt in them that okay, I'm not following, I'll make my own way. Advay was very frank. Okay, yeah, sometimes I sleep, that's okay. And I, from parents, from schooling, there's been a seed. Wo seed, it's planted and it's grown that you must wake up at that time, sleep at that time, and it's had a major impact on my mental health. And by the way, I've been so productive in my last 1 month, sort of because I just said ki I'll make my own way. I was doing that, but in installments. Now I am just like them. I hope so. And I'm just like them. I'm trying to make my own way shamelessly. Yeah.
I like that, shamelessly. Awesome.
Really.
Yes, yes.
Actually, just to add on to that, I missed the previous two sessions of Aarohi. Like I saw the links and everything, and I wanted to attend, but I forgot. Like if I would have told it to my wife, she would have made me or reminded me 15 minutes before to attend. But again, yeah, it's all about how I want to deal with it, how badly I want to know it, or anything. It's just like that.
Sure, sure. Okay, more thoughts. There are lots of people in the webinar. We would love to hear your questions, your thoughts. I can see Bireen, Suprita, Samat, Kudrishan, Gita, Archana, Agastya, and somebody with an odd number, maybe your device number as your name. So it would be nice if you can share your thoughts, your questions, or whatever else you would like to especially ask Sumed and Advait. They're here today with us on our invitation. So they said, okay, we can talk about our journey. So that was nice for them to volunteer, kind of. So rather than asking me questions, it's better to hear them, rather hear from them. Yeah. Yeah, Samat, you go ahead. If you have a question, please ask.
Okay. This is again a question for both of you. That do you feel responsibility? Are you responsible for making your own schedule? Because maybe in the next 3-4 years when maybe you're in a college, people will of course be very intrigued by your whole journey, but do you feel you are responsible, even more responsible than other students, because their parents, they have their responsibility delegated, or others have taken their responsibility. Teachers have their responsibility, tuition teachers have their responsibility, but for you, you are yourself responsible. Do you feel a responsibility, even a pressure, I can say, a pressure of doing work? Sumit?
Okay, so responsibility, I've not thought of that till now. I've been 4 years in Aarohi, and 4 years also I've not thought of any responsibility. But I even I didn't. I mean, even I didn't want. I mean, before I didn't know how to even say yes and no. But I learned the whole English by talking with them. And that is not my responsibility to learn English, because I wanted to, because my friends were not okay to talk with Kannada, which I know. That's why I wanted to talk and learn English, because my friends were like, "You talk in English." I don't want, and I learned it, and now, yeah.
I mean, like, I have my own responsibility, which I have taken on myself, like cleaning my room, every 1-2 day gap. Like, I clean my room fully, and I've also made the responsibility like, it's not a responsibility, but it's more of a, I wouldn't say the word responsibility to cook for the family. Like, I just like to cook, so I just cook for them. Like, there's no as such a responsibility to or to make food like every day. When I feel like it, I make. So except for cleaning my room, which I only have taken up as a responsibility, and also trying to follow my schedule. I think, yeah, that's only, yeah.
So if I extend that, Sumit, do you feel you are, meaning I know that you may not have thought it in these words like how Advait said, but do you feel responsible for yourself? That I am responsible for how my day goes, week goes, month goes, life goes?
I'm not giving a, I don't know. I'm unsure. Like I do not understand it properly. Like, am I responsible for my day? Like yes, like I mean, I choose what to do. So like I am responsible. Like I only made that schedule, so I am responsible for my day. Like I'm the one who did this. Like that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, so much to add to that. I think what both of them are trying to say is that it is very natural. It is so natural that you don't think in terms of the word responsibility or neither the word freedom. I can vouch for Advait and Sumed and many other children, including me. I call myself as a child, is that we are not thinking about that, am I responsible or am I free to do? It is just very natural because I'm just flowing with the day. I'm wanting to do certain things. I know I will learn. I know I will fail. I know I will achieve. I know both the things will happen and so on. And I know there will be disappointments. I know there will be, points where I'll be really happy. And I think all of that adds up to me being me, right? And that is what finally is our responsibility, if you really look at it in a very, in a definition form. But it need not be thought in that way. It can just very naturally flow out of me. It's like when I became a parent, nobody had to tell me that now you are responsible for the child. It just flew naturally out of me that I need to take care of my baby, right? It was natural rather than saying that, oh, now I've been, given a responsibility. It wasn't given a responsibility. It just came naturally. I guess in the same way, all of us open learners are just responsible for ourselves without consciously being aware of it, or rather not aware, but more in terms of thinking about it. Yeah, that am I responsible? That's how I would say. And I would also bring in the point that Viji mentioned, is that a lot of open learning is not about being casual. It's all about being purposeful. And Advait will have his own purpose, and Sumed will have his own purpose, and I will have my own purpose. And we drive ourselves through those purposes, right? And then, as Dviji was mentioning, we need to review it, reflect back on it, discuss with our parents. I thought of doing this, but did I do that? I wanted to do this, did I do that? So I become answerable to myself. I guess that's one way of defining responsibility, right? When you become answerable to yourself. So I guess that's how it flows. So it's not an easy journey. It's not like, let whatever happen. It's possibly the other way around. It's far more challenging, because now you are answerable to yourself. I can't throw the blame on somebody that
I was waiting for that to come, and thanks, Ratnesh. See, I see responsibility as answering to questions, right? And if you think about it, as an open learner, you're always asking questions of yourself. You're always pulling yourselves up to check in on yourself that, hey, what am I doing? Am I doing this right, or am I doing this wrong? So who's taking responsibility at such a point? Right? So this idea of responsibility again connects very nicely to this idea of discipline, and the responsibility that an open learner has to practice to be an open learner is de facto. It is the default option. There is no other option. There's no one else asking you a question. So you have to ask yourself that question. So, yeah, I was finding that missing in all that conversation this far about responsibility. Great to see you bring that in, Ratnesh.
So as I told you, I was reading rereading Alchemist today, and this boy gets these two stones, right? Two precious stones given by the king, and the stones will tell you whether his decision is right or wrong, or the omen is right or wrong. And then he realizes one day that his pouch has a hole, and these two stones have fallen. And immediately his first reaction is, oh my goodness, what if I lose these two stones? How will I know whether I'm doing right or wrong? And then At the very moment he realizes, he says, let the hole be there. Let me lose these stones. I will take all my decisions myself. And isn't that beautiful, right? If we have a stone telling us, or a parent or a system telling us whether we are right and wrong, then there's no fun in it. The fun is in making our own decisions and reviewing them ourselves. So the stones are already inside us, to tell us whether it's right, wrong. And I guess that's what open learning is all about. It's about discovering those stones inside us.
And just wanted to add one small thing here before we go a little further. The topic of today's session was empowerment. And with this discussion of responsibility and self-discipline and things like that, I guess we don't have to belabor the point of what we mean by empowerment and how that is being practiced by open learners. Just wanted to plug for that before we move further.
Yes, we have done the talk.
Yay.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Nalini is sharing something. I'll just read out her chat. She's sharing, my daughter is elder one now. She's 6 years. Younger son is 2. I planned for my daughter for open learning and decided to quit normal school this year. But in family, no proper support and understanding for everything. They restrict her from her thoughts and feelings. I am very concerned with her interests. Okay. Okay, let me try and answer that or respond to that, Nalini. So first of all, your concern is very genuine. Since you've just started, I would say initially, yes, you may not get the support from others in the family. Yeah. Or they may put all kinds of doubts and all kind of, why are you doing like this? And see, she doesn't do this, she doesn't know. So everything will be blamed on your decision, right? If she doesn't eat properly, see, she is not eating properly. So that kind of thing happens with a lot of, but you just have to reinforce in her and together as a team, whoever is believing in her, I'm sure you are believing in her and you are believing in yourself, you just have to carry on. And as she takes her own decisions, like we have been talking about last few minutes, as she decides, as she does things, as she creates her own day and week and month and her life, and the fact that you are with her and I can see her with you, I'm sure others will slowly start seeing that. And as they see that, then they will start saying, oh, wow, oh, this, oh, that. So that the others cannot be convinced by talking, right? The others will experience it themselves and they will get delighted in that. They will find their own delight. So be concerned, but continue with your with your journey and your belief in your child, and spend time with her in terms of discussing what she wants to do, and at the end of the day, hey, how was the day, and so on and so forth. And yes, you can be obviously part of the community. The community at least can support you, and slowly all the other family members. So that's you're most welcome to do that. But whether you are part of the Aarohi community or not is less important. More important is your own belief in yourself and your child, and that will help others to realize.
Thanks a lot, sir.
And also soon conversation will change that she is doing this because she is into open learning. She is doing that because she is into open learning.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. So in that sense, Samarth, how has been your shift? You've been through what, school, college, and then you shifted. So share a little bit about your switch and how others received it. And so it's not just at 6 years old, Nalini. Let's hear Samarth's story at 20 plus.
Absolutely. So actually, yeah, I was in proper school like DPS, so, and then I didn't want to go to college, but I had. Okay, yeah. So, but I had to go to college, but I did not like school. I did not like college at all. Okay, so I'm jealous of you, both of you. But again, so sort of I had my own responsibility that I have to learn on my own because I did not like school at all. But the good part of that was that I became very ambitious. It's because I didn't want to do anything that people were doing, but I have done, commerce and BBA, and I was very much interested in entrepreneurship. So that open learning ka jo kida, or I read the concept very early on, like maybe in first year of college, and I was so much in for that I chose a college where attendance wasn't mandatory. Really, I had an option of going to a better college. I said no, I want a college where if I don't go, then attendance is no issue. Yeah, and that's why I would do many internships just so that I have done many internships and volunteering at different places just so I know that I couldn't do the open learning way or just traveling across way. That's why it's my duty. That's why I'm actually very surprised because I was a person. Let's try to understand. I was a person in a traditional family in normal school, but I hated that thing. So I put a lot of responsibility on my head, even stress that I have to do something. I have to excel. Uh, and that's why, so now I love the idea of, I'm 22, just turned 22, just completed my graduation, and now I'm being a part of Aarohi. I think I could have been a part sooner also. But now what I'm doing is I have conducted several webinars for an NGO. Its name is Adore. Now I wanna have this open learning into students who are in traditional schools. They cannot give up that thing. Sumedh is very, I'd say you're courageous. You said bye to your friends. They were stopping you in class 7th, I believe you said that. So Ratnesh, so what I think is that there are a lot of students just like me who wish they can escape, but they cannot, and parents won't let
Sure,
them.
sure, sure.
Why I think that I can, because I know exactly what their thought process is like. I have also been a tutor to students. I take class 11 tuitions just for the fun of it. Okay, no, not for the money, but just for interacting with them. So I know their thought process. So my aim is now that the Montessori way, what I learned from Aarohi, students that go to schools, even they have their own independent thinking. They also learn about other things. They are not caught up in that just the studies and sleeping pattern. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm sure we are all there to support you. This is a lovely idea to connect with school-going children and see who are not enjoying their school and see how you can support them. I think this is a beautiful thought that you have. And I'm sure that's a lot of people, especially in today's time when the school is nowhere a physical space, we are all online. They would love whatever love your way of looking at things and connect with you. And I'm sure you'll be able to connect with them because you have been there, felt that, and come out of it in your own way.
Absolutely.
So amazing. Yeah, awesome. Right. So I just want to assure you we are all with you, right? And whatever help, support you need from our community, we are there with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can set up something in not just in Delhi, but a community across many cities with children who would like to explore with you. Yeah,
I'm
amazing.
Unstructured lifestyle, but I am going in that unstructured lifestyle, but I hope I'm doing pretty good. And as COVID.
Sure. Okay. More people, if you have any questions about open learning, about Aarohi, you can ask. As I said, we have Advay and Sumedh with us to answer, and obviously Dwiji, and I see few more Aarohi parents here. So we have a lot of people to answer your questions. If you have any questions, any thoughts, anything that you would like us to help you with.
Ratnesh, this is Archana.
Yes, Archana.
Why do you give emphasis on unstructured? Why do you give much emphasis on unstructured way of learning than structured way of learning? Even in open learning, we can have structured kind of learning, no?
Yeah. Okay. So sorry if I have come across as unstructured learning. In fact, open learning is not unstructured. Only it is self-structured. So you are right. It is not about unstructured. It's a question of who structures your life. Whether some syllabus, some curriculum, some school, somebody else structures your life, or you start structuring your life by yourself. So yes, Sumit's life is quite structured and Advai's is structured, but in Advai's way. And Sumit is structured in Sumit's way. And each individual has their own structure to their life, I guess.
Okay.
So if I've come across as saying that let's unstructure, no. Open learning is not about unstructuring. Open learning is about self-structuring or finding one's own way of doing and what one wants to do and how one wants to do.
Okay.
You want to add anything, Advai and Sumit? No? Okay. More questions, more thoughts? Anybody?
So you can tell me about Aarohi.
Can tell about Aarohi. Advai, Sumit, help me tell about Aarohi.
Aarohi, I think so. It is just whatever we explained till now.
Advai, a little more, maybe how it works or how you participate in it, or a little more. Whatever is coming to your mind. You don't have to give any specific answer.
Okay, so then in Aarohi, the resources are there. So I enjoy Aarohi because I used to go to Aarohi in the Tamil Nadu. So whenever I used to go, I just enjoy. So that's a place of enjoying what I feel is. And that's a place where I think so a lot of resources. There is lots of resources, and for playing also there's one dome for playing and for music. So you have one huge space for every single activity, every single interest, and we also have a bus of books for reading, and it's a place, and we have trampoline to jump. Trampoline for jumping if we get overexcited. And
so what Advai is talking about is the campus that we have in Tamil Nadu. But okay, Advai, you also want to talk about Aarohi X, or you want Sumit to talk about Aarohi?
Aarohi X, there are many clubs.
So first is, what is Aarohi X? Hello, you have to tell people what is Aarohi X.
Aarohi X. Okay, that's an extended community. That's an online community of Aarohi itself.
Okay, and how does it work?
Yeah, there are many online clubs at different timings, and whatever clubs you like, you just come and join it and go.
And who forms and who starts these clubs?
Anyone who is interested to form it, and that's it.
Like Sumit, which club you started?
I started the cooking club.
So tell us a little about it so that we can understand. Okay, so this is one way in which
in Aarohi, we hold clubs, we hold projects, we have tons of fun. I especially hold the cooking club there, where every Friday we cook something or we watch some video on the history of something, and we also have a laugh. We also talk very much, and also we attend these webinars and help people. We collaborate. We explore. We just let us free. It's like a free open world. I can do anything, and there are tons of helpful people there who have done various things, and that is very helpful to me.
And who are these helpful people? Because I am sure I'm not one of them. So who are the helpful people?
The community, whoever who's there, if we ask one simple questions, they all will come and answer to you. They're super helpful every day, anytime. Yeah. So that's ROEX. It's the ROE campus, but it's online. Everything's
Online.
happening online. Yes, like I think that's how it is.
Yeah, as
I
if
also
the
join Aarohi.
online has more domes than Aarohi campus.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody was saying something.
Can I also join Aarohi X?
Sure.
You have to ask Advay and Sumit. Can Uncle join Aarohi X?
Yeah,
Advay and
sure.
Sumit?
I mean, anyone can join, like any age. Like it's open for all ages.
Okay.
This is an open world. Anyone can join for the open.
Yeah.
Very open.
Preeti, you
Dhruv,
want to
you
add?
can join and teach us the wall painting that is there behind you. We will do it in Aarohi and in our houses also.
Yeah,
it happened
sorry.
one stroke at a time.
So let me introduce Preeti, who has joined in a little late. So Preeti is one of the, I would say, one of the voracious learner, child in Aarohi, all the time learning. And when she looked at Dhruva's video, she's again thinking about how can I learn what's behind Dhruva. So Preeti, you want to share quickly whatever you want to share about Aarohi or Aarohi X or whatever you want to share about open learning.
So Ratnesh, it is like when I start, then I don't stop.
That's okay. The question was, how does Aarohi work, or what is Aarohi X? So you can respond to that.
Yeah, so like how Sumedh and Advay, they have told that Aarohi X is an extended version of physical form of Aarohi. So right now with this COVID situation, we are all connecting online daily basis from Monday to Saturday. We have lots and lots and lots of clubs and projects and activities that we all do together as a community, and all age groups are welcome from 0 to 99. If you're 100, then maybe you're excluded. No, I'm just joking. So everybody is included in the community, and community means that you join the community as a family. All the members in the family should join happily, and we are co-creating everything together with each other. Nobody is alone, and everybody's interests are taken care. If they want something to enhance on, like if there's something that they are very good at, if someone is very good at something, then they can tell everybody that I'm good at it, and they will share that thing with everyone. Or someone wants to learn something from someone, then they can ask for it. So the community works like this, that we all keep on nudging and asking and telling each other. So there is a beautiful platform apart from Zoom. That Zoom is a platform wherein we meet live. We meet like this daily basis. We form clubs, we form projects, we do lots of things together. And apart from Zoom, there is another platform, an organized form of WhatsApp we have, on which we keep sharing our thoughts, our doings, our learnings and our experiences. Everything we share there, and based on that, whoever picks up whatever they want to pick up from wherever. So based on that, everybody is learning. So it's a beautiful community where we all are enjoying and learning.
Thank you, Preeti. Yeah. Okay. So now if there are questions specific about Aarohi, you can ask that. Yeah. So in as a summary, Aarohi is nothing but a community of open learners, all ages. So open learning is our is the way we all learn, in the sense nobody is prescribing anything for anybody. For example, there are clubs, so people start clubs and whoever wants to join joins. There is no compulsion on anybody, like how Advay was saying. Someday I feel like joining, I join. Someday I don't feel like joining, I don't join. And that's another thing, that he drives a couple of clubs himself, like Advay has electronics club, right, Advay? And he likes to drive that. He's the chief mentor there, chief teacher there. No, he's laughing. But he's the one who drives that because he loves electronics and he loves making things and stuff like that. So like that, it works. It really works on who wants to do what. Yeah. And it's all about that. So, hi, Shakila.
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to tell something. So hi, you can tell hi. Say hi. He wants to say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, every time he wants to say hi. So I am just in my 4th week here. My son is still developing his interest, and I'm just letting him go slow, let him find it. But I found all my lost interest, especially at my school. I never used to like botany, but through the nature club, I'm finding it very interesting, being practical and all those stuff, exploring and stuff like that. And history and culture, crafts, I'm just loving everything, whatever is happening at Aarohi. uh, I'm learning everything again. I'm um, I'm finding new concepts, which I haven't learned in the traditional schooling. I couldn't miss Aarohi.
Can I add to what Shakila is saying? She
Yeah.
very beautifully said that I'm finding my lost interest. So that has also actually happened with me also. That lots of things that I really wanted to do in my childhood, or maybe I had great interest in it, but because of this social pressure, never been able to explore that and never been able to really do anything about it. But now with Aarohi at this age, I'm really doing all of it. So I'm like thoroughly enjoying. Yeah.
So a high five.
Yes. So what Shakila and Preeti are really telling all of us is that open learning isn't about children. It's about all of us. It's all of us enjoying what we like doing by doing it, by sharing it, by doing it together, and by living it. And that is what is open learning. That is why open learning isn't about your child. It's about you, your child, your whole family. And that's when suddenly the whole learning becomes totally you don't look at it in terms of results, you don't look at it in terms of whatever marks or even competence. You look in terms of the joy that it brings to you. I think that's that's the most important thing.
So I'm joining Aarohi X. After this call, I'm going to text you, okay? And I want to see Sumedh and Advay in the cooking and electronics group.
Yes, you can cook in the electronics club.
Yeah, summer, there are around 20 clubs, so don't worry.
So how does because there was Aarohi, like a physical place, and everybody used to come there, and it was, I know, and how was this idea of ROE X came? Like how did this take shape?
Oh, it was brought about by Mr. COVID,
Yeah.
and the rest it evolved. It just evolved in its own journey. We didn't really think too much,
Okay.
and people joined together, and it's all because of people like Advay and Preeti and Shakila and Sumedh and then so on and so forth. Everybody. Yeah, it just keeps
So many.
it's like
Yeah.
a bubbling stream, one bubble here, one bubble there, one bubble there. And it
And
keeps
also
flowing.
it's because of Ratnesh and Aditi and Leela, who give us so much freedom to do everything in your own way, that you really thoroughly enjoy so much that you feel that I don't know, I don't have words. Like it is such a beautiful space wherein you don't feel that you are getting any kind of obstacle, or any kind of any kind of instruction, or any kind of this thing. It's just a free space wherein you just online meet people or offline meet people and do lots of things. Sorry, Ratnesh, I took your space.
No, not at all. Right. Okay. So, we are at 6:15. Wow. Where did this 1 hour go? I don't know. Okay. So anybody else? We normally budget about an hour or so. So if anybody else has specific thoughts or questions, otherwise we can kind of pause this session. And we meet every Saturday. So you're most welcome to join in next Saturday if you have friends and relatives who are wanting to at least get to know open learning. They can not just come in next Saturday. They can look at all the videos of all the webinars we have been doing over these Saturdays, over more than a year now. So there have been so many families who have talked about their journey. So if you want to look at that playlist which is there on our website, you can meet lots of different families who are doing open learning. So you're most welcome to do that, as well as join us on any Saturday, or invite other friends and relatives who are interested, at least getting curious to know how open learning works. Especially this lockdown, this online schooling has brought more interest in people as to reconsider this kind of fed education, rather shifted to led education, child led rather than others fed. So yeah, so let's take a pause here. If you still have questions, you can connect with us one-to-one also. If you want to specifically join the community, then you can just WhatsApp. I will give the WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp at this number, and next Friday we will be having a meeting where we will familiarize you with the details about Aarohi X, especially how it works, and then you can join. So we have scheduled one time slot on Friday, so you're most welcome to be part of that. So for you to be part of that, just connect with Aditi on this. Let me type her name. That is Aditi's number. If you're finding that difficult, you can always mail to me or call me also. That's not an issue. I'll post my number also, plus you can get my number on the website also. Right, so that's for people who are interested in joining. Otherwise, if you have at any point of time questions about open learning, nothing to do with Aarohi, just your questions, your doubt, if you want to just explore and understand homeschooling, unschooling, open learning more, feel free to connect with us. And I can also connect you with more parents. It's always, as I keep saying, it's always better you talk to different parents, different families, because each family is unique, and each family has so many wonderful stories to share for all of us to learn from each other. That's the whole idea. Yep. So shall we say thank you and goodbye for this weekend, and we meet next Saturday. Special thanks to Sumedh and Advay for taking out time.
Thank you.
2 thumbs up for both of you.
Yay!
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Vijay. Thanks,
Yes,
Preeti.
bye-bye.
Thanks,
See you
Shikha.
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Dhruva. Yeah, bye. Thanks, man.